I'm Miss Close and this is session 5 where we have been working together and we've been doing some brilliant writing so far, all about the story, The Lemon Tree. Now, in our last session, we looked at some sentence types. We looked at a statement and we looked at a question. Now today, we're still going to be looking at sentence types, but we're going to be looking at 2 more different types of sentences. So, if I share my screen, we can have a look at what we are up to in today's session and we can find out exactly what you need to be successful. So it's session 5 today and we're still going to be identifying and looking at different sentence types, but we're going to be looking at 2 different ones. So we're going to start with a warm-up and we're going to be looking at some homophones. Then we're going to understand an exclamation sentence and a command sentence. Then you're going to see if you can identify them, and then we're going to have a go at writing some together. So let's get our brains warmed up because we need that for our jobs today. We also need a notebook and a piece of paper, and don't forget your pencil as well to do some brilliant writing with. Let's start by warming our brains up with a homophone game. So I've got some pictures here, and strangely, we use the same word to describe some of these pictures, but they're spelt differently. So a homophone is when we use the same word, but with a different spelling. So let's have a look at the pictures together. We've got a C, so we're seeing with our eyes here. I see with my eye. And we've also got the deep blue sea. We've got a bag of flour, just like we needed in our story to make the pancakes. And we've also got a flower, which is a daisy. Flower and flower, C and C. Down here, I wonder if you can guess what our homophone word is. The balloon is blue in colour and the wind blew the branches, blue and blue. And over here, we've got the big bright yellow sun that's in the sky, sun, and we've also got a dad walking his son to school, sun and sun. So we're going to have a quick game. I am going to show you one of the words, one of the homophones, and you've got to point to the right picture. So you've got to see if you can look really carefully at the spelling and point to the right picture. Let's have a go. This word says C, but which C is it? Okay, have a point. Which one are you going to point to? If you have pointed to the deep blue sea, you are brilliant. Well done. The other way of spelling C looks like this, and that's what can I see? Great job, well done. Let's have another go. If I was to hold up this word here, flower, which flower are you going to point to? Oh, well done. If you pointed to the daisy, the flower that grows in the ground, you're brilliant. The other flower that we make our pancakes with looks like this. Okay, there's 2 more. Let's see if you can guess the right homophone. I've got the word blue. Have a little look. Is it going to be the blue balloon or the wind blew the branches? If you've pointed to the balloon, you are right. This is how we spell the colour blue. And this is how we spell blue, as in the wind blew the branches. Okay, there's 1 more. Let's see if I can trick you out, or are you going to be too brilliant? Sun. Which picture are you going to point to? Wow, if you pointed to the bright yellow sun, you are right. Well done. The other way of spelling sun is a bit trickier. S-O-N. And that would be the dad that is walking the son to school. Great job, everybody. Now that your brains are super warm, let's see if we can have a look at our sentence types that we're going to be learning today. Our first sentence type today is exclamation. Now, an exclamation is when I am trying to show in my writing some extreme emotion. So I'm trying to show that I might feel excited, I might feel scared. I'm trying to show you that I've got some emotion in my writing. And it ends with an exclamation mark. Can you try that mark for me? Exclamation mark. Now, today we are going to write an exclamation, but it has to start with two key words. Your exclamation could start with the word what, or it could start with the word how. Let me show you what I mean. Let's look over this side first with our what. So you can see that every one of my exclamations starts with the word what. And I might read it like this. What juicy lemons. I'm showing you that I've got extreme feelings about those lemons being so juicy, almost excited of how juicy they are. And you can see the exclamation mark on the end. What polite children you are. Or I might be saying that if I see some really, really polite children in my class using their kind words, it might make me feel excited, a nice excited emotion. What a beautiful day it is. And there is an exclamation of some excitement and some emotion of how lovely the day is. That's how we use what as an exclamation word. And now let's go over this side where we're going to look at how. We might say this. How painful that was. Oh, a bit like when Sipo falls out the tree in our story. How painful that was. You're speaking with emotion, speaking with a bit of pain in your voice. How thoughtful you are. That might be when one of our friends, one of our mamas, gets the lemons. How thoughtful you are. Can you spot our exclamation mark? And the last one says, how delicious they were. So I might be excited there about how delicious the pancakes tasted. So we're going to have a look at an exclamation today, and it has to end in a exclamation mark. And can you whisper the two words we could start an exclamation sentence with? Whisper them to me. If you whispered what, well done. And if you whispered how, even better. 2 thumbs up, well done. So we're going to have a look at an exclamation, but we're not going to stop there. We're going to have a look at one more sentence type today, and that is a command. Now, a command is a sentence which is used for when someone is telling you to do something. So I've got a very bossy little character in the corner of our screen there. So a command is when it tells you to do something, and it ends in a full stop. So it might be, come inside, children. Those children would have to do something. They would have to come inside. They've heard the command and they action it. Come inside. So the children would hopefully come inside. Take some lemons off the tree. So that's a command. If I read that command sentence, I now need to go and get lemons off the tree. Look in the cupboard. Oh, look. You can almost see those verbs there. Look in the cupboard. That means I'd have to go and look in the cupboard. Ask Mama Footy for some milk. That means I have to go and I have to ask Mama Footy for some milk. I need to action it. So a command is telling you to go and do something, and it ends in that full stop. So just like our last session together, we're going to have a go now at writing our very own sentences, which is going to be an exclamation and a command. So let's have a go at writing. We've got an exclamation sentence and we've got a command sentence to do. And today I want us to have a look at a picture from our story. We've got the picture when we've got the 2 children having to climb very high to the tree now because they've giggled again that they've lost some ingredients and they need to run off and get some. But Sipa had to go right to the top of the tree. And what happened? He hurt himself, didn't he? So I've got a bit of a word bank down here. I've got my 2 keywords, how and what, for my exclamation sentences. I've also got some spelling of the names Sipo and Lungi, just in case we need them. And I've also got brave, which is an adjective, and lemons, which is a noun. So I'm going to try and write an exclamation sentence first. Let me give it a go, and I'm going to try and do my very own one. So I'm going to pick up my pen, and I'm going to have a go at writing it on my board. So let's see if we can stop sharing the screen so you can see my board for just a moment. These were my other sentences that we worked on in our last session. So let's start with an exclamation, extreme emotion that I'm trying to say here. So I'm going to look back at that picture and I think, actually Sipo, he was really brave, wasn't he? He came down that tree and he stopped crying quite quickly because he had his sister there to help him. So I'm going to say, how brave Sipo is. How brave Sipo is. Oh, how? That's one of the words I need to start an exclamation with. How brave Sipo is. Okay, here I go. So I'm going to start with my how. Don't forget, it's the start of a sentence, so it needs a capital letter. How? How brave Sipo. Now remember, that's a name. So in the middle of our sentence, we need a capital letter. How brave Sipo is. Now, if it's my exclamation mark, it needs to finish with a piece of punctuation, which is my exclamation. Perfect. How brave Sipo is. That's my exclamation sentence done. Now, thinking back to that picture, what could the command have been? Oh, Sipo's just fallen out the tree. What might Lundy command? Come and sit down. Come and sit down. Then she could look after him. Come and sit down. So Sipo would have to go and sit down. He has to action what that command is. Come and sit down. Let me try. Come, capital letter at the start. Come and sit down. And if it's a command sentence, it finishes with a full stop. Come and sit down. So I've done an exclamation and I've done a command. So now it's going to be your turn. Let's see if we can share the screen back and you can have a go now. And see if you can have a go at writing your very own exclamation and command. So the picture's back up on your screen. So is the word bank. Have a go at writing one exclamation sentence and one command sentence. Pause the video here and do your best piece of writing. Well done. I hope you have written some brilliant sentences and you've remembered those exclamation marks and full stops. Can you have a go at reading out your exclamation sentence for me? Oh, I could hear that how and what at the start, and I hope it ended in an exclamation. Now, what about your command sentence? Could you read that? Brilliant sentences, everybody. Now, just to finish off this session, let's see if you can work out if this is an exclamation sentence or if this is a command sentence. So, get yourselves ready. You're going to shout out exclamation or you're going to shout out command. Here we go. What a scrumptious pancake this is. Exclamation, well done. I've got my what at the start and my exclamation mark at the end. Take off your dirty, wet clothes. Oh yeah, take off. That's a verb, isn't it? Take. So it would be a command. I've got to go and take off my dirty, wet clothes. Well done. Hold the eggs carefully. A command. Well done. I've got to hold them really carefully. That's my action. Uh-oh, I've done it again. I've missed my piece of punctuation out. So it's your turn to show me with your actions. Do you think it's an exclamation mark that's missing? Or do you think it's a full stop? How lucky we are to have our lemon tree. How lucky we are to have our lemon tree. If you're showing me that exclamation mark, you guys are superstars. Give yourselves a pat on the back. You have done a really good job today. You haven't been tricked out and you've looked at exclamations and commands. Now, in our next session together, I am super, super excited because all of the skills that we've been learning so far, we're going to start to put into a really big piece of writing. So we're going to start to write a character description, and we're going to be doing that starting next lesson. So remember all the skills that we've learned so far. I hope you've still got all that writing in a safe place, and I'll see you very soon for our next session together. Bye-bye.